Hi everyone, welcome back to the Backpacking Geordie. Phil here, and following a recent adventure, I've been asked by a few people what kit I used, what I needed, what I didn't need, what probably I wish I hadn't taken, or what maybe I could have taken and that I missed when I was on my trail. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through my kit today and just explain why I took it and was it useful. Roll that intro. Okay, so if we start off, I've got these boots that I've had a few months now. I was recommended them off some walking groups on Facebook, and these are made by a company called Scarpa, and they're the Trek GTX. A couple of people recommended these because they've got the extra rubber on the sides to protect the boot, and I wore them over different surfaces, through bogs, through marsh, over sort of stone, shale, hard ground, roads, paths, you name it. It's got the Vibram sole as well, so very grippy, very comfy, and I wore them 5 days continuously, walking, pounding the paths, and I can honestly say I didn't get one blister. Absolutely love these. I've gone for half a size bigger than my normal shoe size, and very comfortable. They've got the Gore-Tex tag, so they were pretty waterproof as well. Didn't at all have any wet socks. And I think at one point up with about there in a boggy marsh. So there's my boots. Fantastic piece of kit. Next, after I went wild camping with Mountain Hopper, he was telling us about the tilly hats, so I treated myself to that. So again, just kept my head shaded. As you can see on the videos, it was very sunny, very hot, so this come in really handy. And what I like about it is it's got a little clip on, little hook, so you can just attach it to your bag when you don't want to actually have it on your head. It's very collapsible, you know, they're made basically just squash up, put in your bag, it pops back up again. And it's also got this strap that goes under your chin if it's very windy. And this, you've probably seen this on numerous videos, this is just what I call my chest pack. It's got my bits and bobs in for my GoPro, it's got my selfie stick, telescopic one for when you're doing your videos, my little tripod, and in here I've just got some poo bags, and what I do is, like in this one for instance, I just keep my GoPro batteries, so when I am out and about, if it does rain, or you know, heaven forbid I fell in a pond or a river or something like that, I know they're going to be waterproof and they're not going to get damaged. In here, a similar thing, I've just got my chargeable leads. So I've got my GoPro, my Garmin smartwatch, and my head torch, just in case I ever need to charge them up. Again, that just goes in there. Still plenty of room for other things. And then in there, I just put my phone, and that just sits on my chest. So, getting to the main rucksack. Now all told, with everything in, food, water, everything, it weighed about 12 kilograms. This is an Osprey Rook 65 litre. It's still got loads of space in. I could have probably gone down to a 38, but it would have been tight. So probably something like a 45 to 50 maybe would have been ideal. But I do like this bag. It does fit us very comfortably. So I just decided to stick with this one basically. So we'll take a look what's in it. So on the sides you've got your two little hip pockets. That one I just use for poo bags for Kylo, and this one I just use for my keys and some valuables. I've got some little carabiner clips on there. So what I can do is, I've got these collapsible plastic water bottles. I normally carried 1 litre, roughly half a litre to a litre, wherever I went, and filtered en route. And then in one camp, when I went up high, last chance of the water, I filled both up, so I was carrying 2 litres at once. And what I can do with this one is just attach it to there, and then when it's full, I just put a bottle on there, and then you can have it close by to have a drink as you walk. But obviously they weigh nothing, pretty much. You can see that one's still got half a litre of water in, because I literally just got back yesterday. So what we'll do is we'll just, there you go, fresh river water for the plants. Right, here's my fuel bottle, and I could have took one a lot smaller, but I've got this. It's very light and it's great to use. It's safe. I have, you know, thought about putting fuel like in a little plastic see-through water bottle, but the only thing is with this, there's no mistake in what it is. You're not going to drink out of it, whereas like a little Volvic water bottle or something, you might accidentally, or someone else might accidentally take a drink, and by all means you don't want to be drinking by ethanol, no good for you. So when I went, I took 500ml, which is about half a bottle. I didn't really know how much I was going to use, so my thought process was take more than I need, because the last thing I want to do was, you know, run out of fuel. So I've come back, and that has got 300ml in. So I've used 200ml fuel over 5 days. So if I was to do it again, I would probably take, well, I've used 2, I'll probably take an extra 100 just in case, so I would only take 300ml. So that would lower the weight of the fuel bottle again. And that was basically cooking, well, making a cup of coffee in the morning, a mug shot sort of thing, lunchtime, or a cup of tea, and then of an evening warming up a dehydrated meal, and then boiling another cup to make a hot drink. So it was like four boils, if you like, on the X-Boil over 5 days. Right, then we've got the trekking poles. Took the pair, basically obviously for walking up the hills and coming down, but mainly because I'm took a trekking pole tent. These are just the Trek Light poles, really good. You know, I know you can obviously get Black Diamond and such likes, but these are pretty light, do exactly what I need. So again, good pieces of kit. Spinning around. On here, that's just Kylo's pop-up dog bowl. They took his food or his water, depending obviously if he was eating or drinking. Again, that can just attach the bag when it was wet, or if need be I could put it in the bag, but generally I just left it on the outside. Got my Alkit foam cell mat that I used obviously to sit on and to lie on when I was in the tent. I also, as you see when I take it, I'm gonna take it inside the bag, I took a Thermarest sleeping mat, and the thought process of taking both was, you know, I thought it'd be nice for Kyle to have something to lie on. So if I was using the sleep mat, he could lie on that inside the tent, bit of comfort for him. You know, you've got to think about your dog if you're taking him with you as well. Obviously the Osprey's got the rain cover in there as well, that comes with the bag. So this was a bit of an improvisation. It worked well. It's just the sort of green plasticky netting you get, like you know, when you buy logs or whatever, like at a petrol garage. I ordered this off eBay, it was like £1.99, and all this is just a bit of mesh bag that I attached to the outside of my Osprey, and basically just to keep my coat and my waterproof pants in. So there's my mountain equipment Gore-Tex jacket. It would only really rained once when I was there, and this worked a treat. To be honest, anything with Gore-Tex in the tag is going to keep you dry. And then my Berghaus Gore-Tex pants. Again, you could see I could have took a lighter pair, but fantastic product. If you get caught in a heavy rain shower, they will keep you dry, guaranteed. So in here, this is just in the brain, as it's called, of the bag. There's just my pop-up cup that I use for me in the morning. I had granola, cups of tea or coffee, and I also forgot sunglasses because it was very sunny. There's my titanium long spoon. That's handy for eating out the dehydrated bags. Generally that was pretty much just the only piece of cutlery I had. I got that from Keswick. Little pot gripper. Helps with me X-Boil. Mozzie head net. Didn't actually need that, but it's the sort of thing if you do need, it's priceless. And then what I did is, bear with us a second, it's caught in something. It's just wrapped up. Rid of this. So I took my rubber charging cable. I also took a plug. Now I never used this, but again my thought process was just, if I went somewhere and my phone or my GoPro was dying and I had the ability to plug it into a 240 socket, then I would have kicked myself for not having a plug, but didn't need it. Got a pair of spare bootlaces. Again, for what it is, I just thought, well, you know, for the weight, I can use them to tie stuff off, or obviously for bootlaces if one of my bootlace snaps. So took them. Then I've got my Trustfire head torch, great torch, never needed it. But again, if you know, think of an emergency, if I was up a hill and it was middle of the night and I needed to break camp and get somewhere, I'd rather have a torch than not have one. This was invaluable. This is 1/2 of my water filtration kit. There you go. Use this quite a lot of times. Really saved us carrying the water. When you're obviously doing a multi-day hike, you're trying to keep your pack as light as possible, but you are going to need a lot of water over the week, especially when it was hot when it was. You know, I was doing 5 or 6 litres of water a day, so basically every time I was coming across a stream or a lake or a river, I was making sure I was carrying at least half a litre, if not a litre of water. And then like on my camp, when I camped up the top of Keswick up on High Street, the water source was sort of 3/4 of the way up the hill. So what I did is I filtered enough for the 2 full litres. So that a great piece of kit. Toilet roll. And guess what that's for? What else we got? I've got a little tin deodorant. I got some like dehydrated steak strips from Aldi. I had 5 of them. I had one of them every day. Shared them with Kylo. These are some. Protein bars. Took 5 of them. 1 for each day. I'll show you a photograph of everything I had laid out for food. Compass. I had I'd printed off parts of maps and I had them in my document folder. I'll show you that shortly. So I just had my compass just in case I needed it. I've also got my compass on my smartwatch, but if in doubt, that's never going to fail you. My fire starter kit with my flint and steel. Used that all the time with the X-Boil. Never used a lighter. A fantastic piece of kit. That's made from Ordnance Survey, the map people. And I think that is it. Right, so that's the brain. So we're getting into the thick of it now. microfiber towel. I used that when I had a shower at the campsite and also when I was getting washed in the rivers. Keep your hygiene. My cook set, which is basically my titanium pot, if you like, and inside here I've just got my X-Boil, which I'm sure you've all seen, a little cloth, my little heat pad, so that will all fit in there nicely. Very light. And I've got my Lanchan 2 Pro. Look at how small and light that is. Fantastic. I bumped into a hiker when I went up Green Gable, and he was asking us about my kit and that, and I was telling him about the size and weight of that, and couldn't believe it. There's my map bag, and there's like my maps that I was telling you about before. I used in conjunction with the compass. And what else we got? There's a little bag blindfolding some earplugs in. Here's my little Asda radio. That was my little luxury item. I think I used that 2 nights out of 4. One of my camps was a bit of a stealth camp, so I couldn't use it then, but just a little bit morale booster listening to that. There's my little trail bag. That was full of Skittles. They've all gone, but I've still got my toffees and my opal fruits in. They were good just for a sugar fix. Very important. Sun cream. Used a lot of that. This first couple of days. You don't want to be caught without that. There's my tea and milk bag. Coffees. So I just took some powdered milk and packets of coffee, like when I'm in the morning. My little wash bag with my first aid kit, toothbrush, toothpaste, midge repellent, hand wipes, paracetamol, Piriton, Pirites, Elastoplast, blister packs. So I just separated that from my actual first aid bag and just made it that so it's more compact. My woolly hat, Rab woolly hat. I think I used that one night when it was a bit windy. This is my dry bag. See, there's loads of room in there with my clothes in. So this here is like a little flannel that's got a loop attached to the bag. For what this is, this was one of probably the most things I liked on my trip. You know, obviously I needed things like a tent and that, but this was so handy because what I was doing was I was attaching it to the carabiner, soaking it in the rivers, and then when I was walking on, just basically just mopping myself, putting it on my head, under my hat, just cooling myself down, and that was a big morale booster when I was getting hot and bothered. There's my Thermarest Neo Air mat. Again, I think all but one night I put that up, just extra comfort. It's very light, doesn't take much. I've got loads of pack space, so as I explained before, I took that as well as the Alp kit, so Kyla had something to lie on. I just took a bag with a few of the bigger pegs in, the groundhogs. Just 6 of pegs just for the Lanchan, just in case the ground wasn't up to much. But again, for what they weigh, no brainer. And this again was another good piece of kit. I took my Energizer battery bank, just wrapped it up in my another poo bag, so when it was in the bag it wasn't going to get damaged by the rain. And this is a 20,000 milliamp, so this charged my phone 3 full charges, and I didn't charge my GoPro because I have 3 batteries. So yeah, it's 3 full charges and it's still showing 50% full, so you get 4 if not 5 full charges out of that. another piece of kit, because obviously you need to make sure your phone's going to be on. A Decathlon 4-class pillow. I've just recently bought that. I think it's £15 from Decathlon. Really comfortable. And somewhere in here, I doubled up mountain warehouse pillow. I do normally sleep with like 2 big pillows. So when I seen that just before I went, I bought it, and yeah, it takes up nothing. Nearly there. What we've got left. That's my food bag. Put in here. This is the type of food I took. I had a mug shot. I had 4 dehydrated meals, one for every night. Protein bars, which I showed you before. And then there's a bag of porridge. I just separated it out and had like bags of granola that I just mixed with the milk, the powdered milk, and that worked really well. And then last but not least, yeah, that's the last, is my Travel Pack 2 Snug Pack sleeping bag, which weighs just over 1 kilogram. It's got a built-in mosquito net, and that worked really well. Most nights I was that hot, I just used it as a quilt basically and just draped it over us. So there you go, that's my kit. Did it work? Yes, it worked really well. Did exactly everything I wanted it to do. I had enough fuel, had enough water, had enough sun cream, had enough food, had enough comfort, had enough shelter. This thing, fantastic. You know, I've seen everyone and their granny get these Lanshans, and I've used mine a couple of times now, and I absolutely love it. It's a fantastic little tent. So maybe there's anything I wouldn't take next time. If I went the same sort of time of year, then I would probably take everything the same, like the sun cream and that. Take a little bit less fuel, but apart from that, no, not really. I think I would still take my waterproofs. I would still take the battery bank, you know, and everything else. There's nothing I really needed that I didn't have. There was a few places I could eat en route as well, a few of the farms and a few of the shops. I could always have a little bit extra food when I wanted to. But no, all in all, I was over the moon with the way my kit worked. I could have gone for a lighter rucksack, but I love that, how it keeps the rucksack off your back. And it was, you know, when I tried it, it was really comfortable, and Ospreys are good. So all in all, I think I would keep exactly the same kit. Possibly take a pair of flip-flops for around camp of a night time, just to air my feet off, but that's really sort of nitpicking now. But apart from that, fantastic. So thanks for watching. Please comment, what do you think of my kit? Is it too much, too little? What is it you would have taken? What is it you wouldn't have taken? You know, let's have this discussion. Is there something on here that you wouldn't take? Or any recommendations? Is there a better version of something you would have swapped it out for? But no, thanks for watching, and I hope you've got a bit of knowledge off what I've taken, and you know, and it'll do you good. So we'll catch up with you again soon. See you there.